How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. After going through a stretch of rough games, the Lakers managed to pull off a huge win against the Denver Nuggets, who are currently one of the hottest teams in the entire NBA. Their win over Denver not only was very surprising to many, but it may have helped reveal an important factor of their team that they may have neglected lately, with that being Marc Gasol. And yeah, I'm referring to the same Marc Gasol that was endlessly ridiculed by fans throughout the majority of the season up until the Lakers brought in Andre Drummond. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave this here for those of you that need it. Anyway, all jokes aside, while some of that criticism probably was well deserved, as he did have a rough time fitting in with their team at times throughout the year, there is a reason why they added him to their team, and he showed that in their win against Denver. In a lot of ways, Marc is not the player he used to be anymore. However, there are things that he can still do that not many other big men in the entire NBA can do, even while being 5 to 10 years younger than him. And a lot of those things come on the offensive side of the ball, where Marc can be a huge factor yet. Because while there is a time and place for a guy like Andre Drummond, who will bang down low and try to score around the rim, there is also a time and place for a guy like Marc, who can shoot threes and be a playmaker from the high post. And with the Lakers currently being without both of their primary playmakers in LeBron and Schroder, they are in dire need of more playmaking ability, and Marc Gasol proved to be the answer to their playmaking problem in their win against Denver. He not only can make plays for other players with the ball in his hands, but he indirectly helps make plays even without having the ball in his hands too. What I mean by that is because of his willingness as a passer and ability to shoot from the three-point line, Marc creates a ton of room on the floor for other players. The ball does not stay in his hands for very long, and whenever he is on the floor, their ball movement as a team dramatically improves. And he is not only out there to be a decoy from the three-point line either, as he has regularly proved to be one of the better three-point shooting centers in the entire NBA. Because of his three-point shooting ability, he forces the defense to commit to him out on the perimeter, which again frees up a ton of room for other players. And even when the ball finds Marc out on the three-point line and he may be open for potentially a good shot, he oftentimes will pass the ball one more time and create a great shot for a different teammate. His ability to move the ball and hit three-point shots was absolutely one of the reasons for the Lakers managing to pull off a huge win against Denver. Again, there is a time and place for a player like Marc Gasol, and he proved that. Although he may not be able to match up with teams who play in extreme versions of a small ball lineup, he is the perfect center to match up against a team like Denver, who also relies on a slower, more physical type of center with Nikola Jokic. While some people have called the Lakers' rotation a problem, and with Marc Gasol even calling it quote-unquote not an ideal situation a little while ago, the Lakers actually have the ability to perfectly match up with almost any lineup combination that teams throw at them because of their variety of big men. If they match up with a team that has bigger and more physical centers, then they should utilize Marc Gasol and Andre Drummond, and then if they match up with a team that plays more small ball, then they have the luxury of being able to play Montrezl Harrell and Anthony Davis more at center. Again, I'm not sure why some people have thought of this as more of a problem as opposed to being more of a luxury. Yeah, I do agree that it's not always ideal for Marc Gasol or Montrezl Harrell not getting many or any minutes in games here and there, but with the way the NBA is played today, there is no one way that teams utilize their center position anymore, and because of that, the Lakers need to strategically utilize their center position depending on how they match up with their opposing team on a game-by-game basis. However, even if that does not mean playing Marc as often when they play against a team who does play in a small ball lineup, I still think they need to find a way to play him in every game, especially while being without LeBron and Schroder. They absolutely need his playmaking ability with them out of the lineup, and with Anthony Davis being able to virtually defend positions 2 through 5, he allows Marc to be used in more lineups. They can potentially even force opposing teams to play bigger as opposed to the opposing team trying to force them to play smaller. Having Marc and AD on the court together is often a matchup problem for the opposing team. Not many teams have a forward who can defend Anthony Davis when he is playing at a high level, and when they can't get help from the center who is paying attention to Marc Gasol out on the perimeter, it can cause a ton of matchup problems on the court. The Lakers need to take advantage of their ability to do this every game, at least for short durations at a time. Marc provides AD with more floor spacing and offensive versatility than any other of the big men that they have. Andre Drummond, Montrezl Harrell, and Markieff Morris cannot provide the same kind of offensive impact that Gasol can when he is being utilized in the proper way and when he is hitting his three-point shots. Marc is by far the better playmaker of any of them, and even a better 3-point shooter than Markieff or Anthony Davis too. In fact, the only other true centers in the entire NBA who shoot better from the 3-point line than Marc are Nikola Jokic and Nikola Vucevic, both of which were named to the All-Star team this year. In other words, having a true center who can shoot around or above 40% from the 3-point line is an absolute luxury and is not easy to find. The Lakers need to be aware of how important of a factor that Marc can be while LeBron and Schroder are out. He not only provides them with the playmaking ability that they don't have when LeBron and Schroder are in the game, but he is a great matchup for some of the bigger, more versatile big men that they often have to match up with, like Nikola Jokic. No, Marc is not the defensive player of the year that he once was, but he is a great team defender yet, and is very hard to move down low. Marc is more than capable of still matching up with the slower, more physical big men that they play against, and when the Lakers play against teams with those kind of players, Marc absolutely needs to get the bulk of the minutes for them at center, especially come playoff time. When the game slows down and floor spacing and playmaking ability become even more important, Marc is the perfect player to have on the floor at center. And I don't think he could have proved that any better than he did in their win over Denver. That game absolutely felt like a playoff game, with both teams wanting to win it very badly, and it actually could very well be a preview of a first round playoff matchup for them. Both Denver and the Lakers are both still moving around within the Western Conference playoff seeding, but Denver is one of the more likely first round matchups for them. And I personally believe that the Lakers match up great with Denver. Their ability to throw a lot of different big men at Jokic to try and slow him down with Anthony Davis, Andre Drummond, and Marc Gasol gives them a luxury that not many other teams have when trying to defend Jokic. And if they get back a healthy LeBron and Dennis Schroder, that will give them even more offensive firepower to work with. In conclusion though, I think the Lakers absolutely need to realize the importance of Marc Gasol on their team, instead of viewing it as a rotational problem by having all of Drummond, Harrell, Gasol, and even Anthony Davis having to split time at center. They need to view it as a strategic luxury. They need to utilize all of them at the right time, depending on how they match up with the team they are playing against. In my opinion, they absolutely should not have one set rotation for their center position. It might mean giving Gasol more minutes than Drummond and Harrell in one game, and then giving him less minutes compared to them in the next. However, they need to find that proper balance between all of them, while still not completely forgetting about any one of them, especially not Marc Gasol, while they are without LeBron and Schroder. But what do you guys think? How do you feel the Lakers need to utilize Marc Gasol moving forward? Do you agree that it should be matchup dependent while still giving him at least some playing time every game, or do you feel a different way? Let me know by commenting down below and we can talk about it there. That will do it for this video though. Thank you to everyone who took the time to watch until the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please remember to drop a like on the video and to subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and turn on notifications to get notified right away when I drop a new video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.